My name is David Behrens. My husband and I have been members of United Church of Rogers Park since January of 2017, so right about 10 months. Initially, my husband and I just moved to the neighborhood. It's our first time owning a home, and we fell in love with the community. We love the neighborhood of Rogers Park. It's the most diverse neighborhood in the city, and we are really proud to be a part of that. So when we were looking at places that we wanted to invest our time and our spirit and our energy, we wanted to find a place, maybe a couple places, but thankfully we found one in the United Church of Rogers Park that allows us to give back to the community that we are that proud to be a part of. We wanted to be somewhere where there's diversity. You know, the more diverse the community, the more an opportunity there is for feedback and exchange, dialogue, ideas. And the church really opened our eyes to that. Being able to walk through the front door and see men, women, children of all backgrounds, races, even religious backgrounds. I came in as a Catholic, and there's something about the church that really spoke to me. And I think that thing that spoke to us, that helped us commit to the congregation, was the spirit of change, the spirit of giving. We wanted to be someplace in our community where we are putting down roots, where we are surrounded by people that want to do the same and that want to nourish that community. And that really helped to seal the deal for us. I feel like people are very good at, maybe this is just the day and age of social media, but people are really good at understanding how to leave a first impression. United Church of Rogers Park left a lasting impression. To be able to come back week after week and hear, you know, I think the week that we arrived, the sermon began with a talk about Women's Week and the Women's March. And we came back and it was Martin Luther King within a couple of weekends. And we came back, and because of everything going on in politics, we heard how the church was involved in all kinds of efforts that are going on to help immigrants in the community. And there's one thing to be said for people who come into a community and they bring their faith with them, right? I think that a lot of churches have that potential. You know, people want to do good. But to be able to come back to a church where repeatedly you hear how people are doing good, not doing well. There are days where we're doing better than others. There are days where I do better than others. But even on those days where I'm not at my best, I still get to be surrounded by people that are here to do good. And those communities are very few and far between. So that's probably the biggest sticking point for us. Yes, we want roots, but we want roots that continue to be nourished so that that tree will grow, so that hopefully that tree can drop a couple of acorns or drop a couple of pine cones, and that tree becomes a forest. It's not just about where he and I fit into our neighborhood and where he and I fit into our congregation, but the congregation has a bigger vision of how it fits in with our community. And that continues to speak to us, and that's why we stay. Thankfully, I have one Hope and one Lindsay, so I am already on the right track. I've got hope and then some, right? I think what I'd like to see is that continued growth, and growth in both directions for the congregation. Yes, would I like to see our community grow? Absolutely. Would I like to see, you know, more butts in the seats, more smiles on faces on a Sunday morning? Yes, I would love for us all to be surrounded by that. But that's kind of our tree growing up and getting new branches, as I'm putting my hand in front of my face. That's more about the tree growing up and getting new branches. However, the thing that I would like to see is the church's root system grow. I think that there are ways that we can remind the community that we're here. I think that there's an ecosystem that's in place for our community, and that's evident in the New to You shop around the corner. It is evident in Community Feast. It is evident in our after-school program. It is evident in our summer programs. It is evident in the Peace Garden. the church is willing to invest, and it needs to also be able to absorb what the community has to offer. And I'd like to see that partnership grow so that this tree can be the strongest it can possibly be.
Awesome. Thank you. That was great.
I'm here all the time.
My likes are.
You know Wes is going to use that. You know Wes is going to